When we're skating outdoors, we're going to come across all different types of terrain: rough surface, debris, cracks, and other types of surface hazards. Now, we will need to use some common sense when deciding whether or not we can roll over the hazardous surface. If the hazard looks large enough to potentially cause our skates to stall, we don't want to roll over it. Instead, we want to come to a complete stop before the hazard and then step over or around. If you are unsure as to whether you are capable of rolling over a hazardous surface, again, just come to a stop and step over or around. Until you are absolutely confident in your abilities, always use the safest option. Now, in saying that, you will actually be surprised at what your skates are capable of rolling over if you use the right equipment and if you use the right technique. There are many things that we can do to make it easier and to increase our safety when rolling across a hazardous surface. So to begin with, we can use outdoor wheels. Outdoor wheels are bigger and softer, and they will roll across a hazardous surface much more easily than an indoor wheel. Secondly, we must always maintain a staggered stance. Staggering our feet will allow us to transfer our balance back and forth so that if our front skate catches and we lose our balance, we have a better chance of recovery because we can transfer our balance to the rear leg and vice versa. Thirdly, exaggerate that knee bend. Having flex in our knees and in our ankles is going to help the rest of our body to cope with any changes in balance. One thing to keep in mind is we want to avoid a static knee bend where our legs don't move. Instead, focus on a flexible knee bend. This will allow us to more easily and quickly adapt to any changes in balance. Next, we can transfer our weight into our heels, which will allow us to lift the toes of our skates. Lifting our toes as we're rolling over a hazardous surface is going to help prevent our skates from catching and stalling. We can also use fast feet, which is transferring our weight from one side to the other, stepping back and forth in a fast motion. This will also help to prevent our skates from catching and stalling. And lastly, we can use speed. We don't need to be going 1,000,000 miles an hour. We just need enough speed to carry our body weight across the hazardous surface. If we are going too slow, it will greatly increase our risk of our skates catching, stalling, and having our weight thrown forward. If we are unable to roll over the hazardous surface, we can either step over or around. Skaters should feel comfortable coming to a complete stop before the hazard and then using the forward stepping motion that we previously learned to step over or around the hazard. Skaters should also feel comfortable stepping whilst in motion and stepping in all directions. So stepping forward and back, side to side, and also using small steps as well as large steps, fast and also slow.